And we're back. Joe, thank you so much for being here.
Great, I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. Now, as a photographer, your portfolio is pretty remarkable. I mean, the journey that that has led you to your success today is amazing. You have photographed over 13,000 clients. Many are quite famous, and your commercial work has appeared in Vogue, Entertainment Weekly, and the New York Times, to name a few. So, can you tell us about the moment where you fell in love with photography and with the camera? Because I know you started off in film and weren't really into photography to begin off with.
Right. Well, yeah, I went to NYU grad school for film and TV in 1976, and I really enjoyed making films. I loved it, but I couldn't make a living, and that sort of guided me toward alternate ways of making money, and I bought a camera with, I think my grandmother left me $1,500 as an inheritance, and I bought a camera and some lights so that I could photograph the portrait of a woman who was paying me $150, and but it worked out in the end. I sort of edged into photography, and I knew a lot of actors at the time. I started doing their headshots, doing portraits, and things began to snowball. And it was interesting to find a profession where it was encouraging me. Work was coming to me. I wasn't having to go seek it.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you're also a self-taught photographer. So can you talk about some of the challenges that you faced in leading you up to where you are right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm self-taught. I've never taken a class in photography. I would love to. It's not that I didn't want to. It's that once I started working, I didn't have the option. I didn't have the time. It became very busy very quick. Mm-hmm. And so there are a lot of very simple things that I don't know that I could be taught in a class. But because I had to learn for myself, a lot of what came to me was intuitive and was something that I developed outside of the normal way of learning. And I think that helped me in the end, although I do study a lot. I look at photographs quite a bit. I look at things online and try to learn everything I can. It's an endless process to learn about photography. Once things became digital, you know, there was a lot to adjust to, and I went digital 8 years ago, and there was a huge learning curve in being able to adjust to the changes that medium brought.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know apart from your commercial work, you've also ventured into artistic photography. Can you tell us where that inspiration came from?
Well, I've always felt like I was an artist at heart, and I approached my portraiture with an artistic bent, and I have interests outside of the portraiture, and I just felt the need to expand the kind of work that I do and to try to reach people in a different way. So that's how my fine art work started.
I know one of the things you did mention to me before was that your goal is to create art that can be for anyone and for everybody and can be put into anyone's home. So how do you create that universal appeal in your art? Is there a specific technique?
What I try to do is I try to work with beauty. I think the concept of beauty is something that most people respond to. And I try to create images that are about feelings that I have about my subjects. The work that is shown in the galleries here in Montclair are nudes, black and white nudes, and I try to work with bodies in a way that shows their grace, their power, their ability
There's
to...
a picture up there right now. Can you tell us what that one's about?
It's called Flower Dancer, and I did a whole series where I was doing photographs with scarves and things that flowed in the frame, because the movement could be frozen, but the shape of the scarf could be different in every photograph that I took, which I thought was interesting to add an element of chance to how it worked.
Now, talk me through this really quickly. A person comes in and sits down in front of the camera for the first time ever, and you being the person behind it as an objective observer, how do people react to being in front of a camera? Do you see different reactions?
Absolutely. I mean, people's experience, I can feel it right now just being on TV. It's a very heightened experience, and so it's outside of your normal day-to-day life. And when you're working with a photographer who is good at helping you feel comfortable, you give your trust to that person, and it helps to make the experience a little bit more comfortable. Photography is a very concentrated medium, and so I'm very focused when I photograph people. I'm looking at details, and I'm trying to decipher emotions and what structures of their face are most
there's another one right there.
Yeah.
There's the time-old saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Is there really depth behind something that just portrays what a human eye can see? Is there something deeper beyond a picture?
Well, I think it depends on who's looking at the photograph. You know, the point of art is that a lot of people respond to it. So you want to work with images that people can project their own feelings onto, use what you're giving them as a starting point, and then allow them to respond with their own personal experiences.
Let's quickly talk about the perfect factor that exists in society. There's this perception where beauty is 100% defined, and you know, people look at magazines and billboards and models and they think that is the sense of beauty. What are your opinions on this? Do you see the implications of it through the clients that come into you?
Definitely, I see a lot of people who are not confident about the way they look, and tell me, you know, I don't think I'm beautiful. I want my pictures to be beautiful, but I don't think I look that way. And my feeling about it is that it's not necessarily the mass culture sense of you know, supermodels who've been retouched by people who are geniuses and everybody's tucked up and fixed up. What makes beauty to me is honesty. It's an openness in someone's face. When I photograph faces, I'm looking for somebody who's transmitting something to me, communicating to me, and that's what feels like beauty to me. I think I can make anyone look beautiful if I bring them out and find the side of them that reaches out to people.
We have a little bit of time left only. Quickly, the idea of identity. A lot of people identify by by their style, by their look, by what other people see in them. Can a person find their identity in a camera?
I think that the experience of being photographed sometimes helps people find themselves. Looking at a picture of yourself can affect how you feel about yourself. I see a lot of people who gain confidence and gain a more clear sense of themselves after seeing a photograph that's done by a professional, because it brings their personal image up to what they've seen in mass culture. You know, when someone is really good at what they do, and they apply that to you, you reach the plane that you see all the other photographs out there in.
So would you say it can be used as a therapeutic tool for, in order to impact people in a positive way?
Yeah, I've been working on a book for a long time, about 8 years, that uses the concept of photography as a psychological springboard to self-examination, and I think that there's a whole area of photography that deals with psychology that bears exploring.
Absolutely. Joe, I'm so sorry we're out of time, but thank you so much for joining us.
You bet.
To find out more about this program, write to Montclair Channel 34 at the email address on your screen, cable TV at Montclair NJ USA, or you can call 973-509-4996. From the Montclair Arts Council, Township of Montclair, and Montclair State University, thank you for watching. I'm Tanya Ivanova, and join us again on Destination Montclair, where arts and culture come alive.